All right, man. What's up, my sports brothers and sisters around the world, man? Welcome to another episode, exciting episode of the Real Sports Talk Show, man. We appreciate each and every one of you spending part of your day with us, man. Tonight, we turning up the energy as Rockstar Rock. He's going to take over the host chair and representing Duval and bringing that Jacksonville Jaguar passion up in here, man. He's ready to lead the conversation through some of the biggest things in sports, man. And joining us tonight is our very special guest, man. Postman is in the building from Mailbox Sports Podcast, man. You already know, man, when Postman pulls up, the sports knowledge and opinions and great discussions is coming with him. You already know, man. And it wouldn't be the Real Sports Talk Show, man, without our podcast panel, man. That's the Dog and Young Mark, man. We ready to break down the latest NBA talk, man. We're gonna talk some NBA tonight, man. We're gonna talk some NBA night. We're gonna hit it at all kind of angles. Real Sports Mafia live chat. Represent your team. Let's go. Get in the live chat. If not, I will sick the dog out on you tonight. I will sick him, man. So grab your snacks, grab your favorite drink, hit that like button, and subscribe and buckle up. Let's run it up right here on the Real Sports Talk Show.
I can't accept the loss, I'm hard-headed. There's a little bit of madness to my method. Many falling off that fine line that I'm treading. I risk anything to be great, and I'm not letting nobody rob me of my victory. Number one, that's what I'm meant to be. When by any means, only thing that makes sense to me, I can make nice or make history. I got that dog in me, yeah. Turn me up. Big energy, got the crowd going nuts. I got that dog in me, yeah. Any up, I take on anyone. I don't need a one-on-one. I got that dog in me, yeah. I'm talking all bite, no bark. I could rip your squad apart. I got that dog in me, yeah. Any up, I take on anyone. I don't need a one-on-one. I got that dog in me, yeah. I'm talking all bite, no bark. I could rip your squad apart. I got that dog in me. So what's up? Yeah. So what's up? I told her move over. Enough of that mediocre I've been. The man since cruising around in the stroller. I got ice in my veins like a cut in Minnesota. Why not show you how I'm built? Come a little closer. A lot of heart, been smart, aura gotta glow. We can restart, give head start, still get the same result. I'm about mine. Don't you get it confused? I'm a win.
And I don't know about y'all, man, but listen, we done had this theme song for about 2 years, bro. And I swear, bro, it's like I hear that joint, man. I feel like I'm about ready to come out of the tunnel, bro. I'm about ready to get it, bro. As soon as I get halfway on the field, I pass out. But God damn, I popped up, man. Thank you guys for being here with us on this Saturday night. No matter where you're watching from, wherever you're watching from, man, we appreciate you spending part of your weekend with the Real Sports Talk Show, man. The Real Sports Mafia, it is time to lock in because we got, again, man, another action-packed show for you guys on the way, man. But please allow me to introduce you to the best damn podcast panel on YouTube, man. I'm talking about the Real Sports Podcast panel. But first, we have a very special guest in the building tonight. This man always deliver the goods. He always does it, man. You can check him out on Mailbox Sports Podcast. After this show, everybody watching, I want y'all to go to Mailbox Sports Podcast. I want you to subscribe. Now, he does Chicago Bears content, but I don't give a damn. His show is off the chain. I get jealous sometimes. I'm like, damn, Postman got some. It's all laid out, bro. I got to step my game up. But anyway, this man always delivers the goods, man. He always bring the facts. He always shows up ready to talk some sports. He is the host of Mailbox Sports Podcast. He is the government. He is Postman. Postman, baby. We're gonna trademark that, bro. Copyright that there. We're gonna trademark that. Turn your volume up, baby. Uh-oh, it's still out. Let's give us some sign language then. How about that? There you go, baby. Postman is in the building. Government. All right, next up, man. You know what? I feel like I'm insulting him when I introduce because the world knows him. I know everybody in Winston-Salem know him. Everybody know him there. Residing in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Yes, sir. He's a true icon, a pioneer, a legend, a Hall of Famer. All that in one. He's a good friend of mine. All that in one, ladies and gentlemen. The man is too hot to handle and too cold to hold, representing the mighty Minnesota Vikings. He is the legendary Q-Dogg.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's going on, people? I'm glad y'all in for another week of the podcast show. I hope that everybody is drinking plenty of fluids and trying to stay cool.
I know that's right.
We've been under a extreme heat advisory, so it won't take time out and get much fluid in your body as possible, man. Stay cool as possible. Man, just thank y'all for coming in. Live chat, y'all represented last week. We're gonna see y'all double again back this week with more antics. Come on in, more show out like you did last week. We got the postman in with his
sir.
And I got it together, man.
All right.
And I will see him week 2 when I come up there. Now I still and take that barrel with me. Well, no, glad to see him aboard. You know, welcome to brother. Yes, so we all family here. And so, like I said, live chat, y'all family too. Y'all part of this podcast, much as we are. So it's important that we hear y'all thoughts and we come together as a family and make this a good 2-hour show.
Yes, sir.
So let's just do this thing, baby.
Let's do this thing, baby. Postman, you back. There you go. There you go.
Yeah. I can't. Hey, let me tell you. First of all, as much as I've been doing this, I should know better than know my mic is muted. Nonetheless,
you good.
Appreciate y'all for having your boy up, man. I don't watch basketball very much these days, except for the finals, because right now I'm treating it like a young kid. It's about players. So Wemby, the only thing that fascinates me in the league. Mm-hmm. But shout out to Jalen Brunson. Represent the high schools of Chicago well. Go get you a chip for my boys, and we can get to whatever things we want to break down because we got some things to unpack or deliver, as you say.
There you go, baby. The government himself. Yes, sir. Oh, next up, man. We got him in the building. He is in the building. Yes, sir. He is my Raider brother, representing a 3-time Super Bowl champion, Las Vegas Raiders, Oklahoma State alumni himself. Ain't gonna say defending champs no more, baby, but representing the DC Defenders still, baby, still. That's all right. Still, DC Defenders. But most importantly, he is the 2025 Rooter Sports Podcast MVP, voted by you, the fans. He is Mr. Young Mark in the building.
What's going on, my brothers? It's always good to be in the house of the Rooter Sports Podcast. And y'all know me. Y'all know how I get down. It is the month of June, so I just want to say to everybody out there watching, happy early Father's Day to you, and happy Men's Mental Health Month to everybody.
No doubt.
Invest in your mental health, my brothers. It's very important.
That's right. I know that's right. We're gonna get to this live chat in a second here, and now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to introduce the man running the show tonight, representing Duval County. I'm talking about the Jacksonville Jaguars, man. Yeah. He is the reigning Rooter Sports NBA trivia champion, the man who always ready and always bringing that energy, that knowledge, and passion for sports. Rooter Sports Mafia, make some noise, put your hands together for the host of the night. He is Rockstar Rock.
How y'all doing? Keep this short and sweet so we can get through these topics. I put together 3 good topics that it's been kind of, bugging the podcast per se. Maybe somewhere out there, everyone's wanting to have these type of topics and conversations and debates. So I'm ready, and I hope all my panelists are ready to pick the knowledge and see how things are gonna go with these topics that I put together tonight. And also hoping that our live chat chime in. give us some of your knowledge as well. Because everybody know knowledge is power. And that's what we're trying to spread. So, and I want to say one more thing before I get to these topics. Real to sports, baby. Real to
all
sports.
day and twice on Sundays, baby. All day, baby. All day. Stillmatic, what up, baby? Stillmatic is in the building. Sheila Dupree is here. Sheila Dupree, Virginia Beach. Give us another great show. Oh, you already know, Sheila Dupree. You already know. We got Postman here, so you know it's going to be a good show. You already know, baby. Who is this here? Gacy Child 5. Can't wait to see y'all reactions when Spurs come back down. I hope so.
I think it's Legacy too.
Yeah, Legacy Child. Okay, I got you. It's just spelled. Okay, cool. I hope so, bro. I hope so, Legacy. I mean, kind of writings on the wall, but hey, Kevin Garnett said it best. Anything's possible. Anything's possible, man. All right, so Rockstar Rock, the floor is yours, my brother.
So, I think this topic is on everybody's mind, and I want to start this topic off first because I feel like if we do this topic last, we might not get out of here. And that topic is the GOAT debate.
The GOAT debate.
The GOAT debate.
GOAT debate.
And this is how we gonna do. I want you guys to give me your opinion on your GOAT criteria for, it doesn't matter. It can be for the NBA, who you think is the greatest of all time in the NBA. Why that person is the GOAT and your criteria for it. We can pick apart, we can go there. And if you want to put your GOAT for the NFL as well, you can. Sure. If you have a GOAT, a greatest of all time, and your criteria for how you feel that person in that position, it can be wide receiver. For the NFL, it can be quarterback, it can be running back. In the NBA, it can be any position that you choose. And I would like to hear you guys' opinion. Then we can go from there and converse. So the first person I want to hear,
Jordan.
I want to hear Mr. Q-Dogg.
The Q-Dogg. The Q-Dogg, baby.
But I had a conversation.
Yes. He's seen a lot. Brother just got his degree, and that's one thing. As a young brother, as a young man, to see that's a proud accomplishment. And I want to hear this man's intellect on his criteria for the GOAT conversation. Be either NFL or NBA, sir.
Oh man, I tell you, I've been watching sports for a long time, man. Ever since I was probably about 9 years old. I'm 58 now. And back in the day, they really didn't mention about GOATs too much, or people who was dominant their positions and they're just playing sports. But as I guess coming along around, they started mentioning GOATs was like when Michael Jordan came around, basically. The way he was coming in and he dominated the 90s the way he did. My thing about this GOAT conversation, and I think this GOAT conversation I think this thing will never stop. I think this GOAT conversation will still be around when we leave this earth. So I really don't get too much into it because when you look at it, the GOAT really, a lot of people define that as someone who's won championships, and I really feel you don't have to be a GOAT to win a championship. If you win a championship to be a GOAT, you can still be dominant, just haven't won a championship. I mean, we can start talking about all kinds of different players, this and that, but we can never take these players from the olden sports era into the new sports era and put them together and see who really is the GOAT. We can never do that. And so everybody have their opinion. I really don't have no opinion. I always just say that person was good in their era. I always look at era as a decade. When you dominate certain eras like Magic and Bird, they dominated the 80s, the 76ers, more like the 70s, and, and Jordan the 90s, and here come the Splash Brother in the 2000s, and LeBron James, and all this stuff. So each era, what I'm saying, each decade have different players that come along and just kind of like in those 10 years, dominate their type of sport in those 10 years. It really a lot of times it starts a heated argument that will never win. Sometimes you got your old schoolers, they're gonna stick with the old schoolers, and the new schoolers gonna stick with the new schoolers. Then it's kind of like end up in a tie, because you have your belief and I have mine. But like I said, at the end, but you cannot put these players together.
Come on,
and we can all see.
Yeah.
Because it's just that's just God ways of putting players at and there is a God that He put these players at different times. Imagine He put all these players together at the same time, man. It'd be something else.
Yeah.
It'd be something else, man. It really be something else, man. I really personally don't have a take toe on who is the NFL GOAT or NBA GOAT myself personally, because you'll get in a tug of war, big time, because you just have so many great players, man, and so everybody was dominating their own rights. But I don't. But they measure it by championships. A lot of them measure it by championships, but I really don't measure it by championships. I think Karl Malone and John Stockton was the best 1-2 punch I ever seen in my life, but they never won a championship. I never seen a better 1-2 punch. Never have. But some people argue that they have came up with other 1-2 punches. So that being said, my take, man, I can't. That conversation will always and forever will be brought up, even when we leave this earth. Everybody on this panel, when God called us to glory, the GOAT of the NBA and NFL conversation will still. We will never find the end of this. I promise you that.
So, on Q-Dogg's take is that this will be a never-ending conversation. I can respect that. And if you did have, based on how they're measured for the criteria, winning at least or being dominant for over 10 years will make you considered as a GOAT for how you doing. And I'm just gonna go and then I can move on to another panelist. To my criteria, I feel the same way. You had to be a player that dominated for a good period of time,
right?
And at least won championships or at least got your team there. Like for example, Allen Iverson can be considered the GOAT as one of the small guards in the league. Absolutely. Even though he never won an NBA championship, he dominated for a period of time at that position and got a team to the championship, because that Laker team swept everybody they played, and he got that one game, and it took him close to getting 50 to get that, that one game. I mean, it took him 50 points, I think, in that finals game.
Stepped over to Ron Luke.
So I get what you're saying in that aspect, Q-Dogg. If you wanted to break it down, you could, but it's always going to be a never-ending conversation. And I respect your opinion on that, and that was a good take, brother.
Thank you.
So now we're going to move on. See if we can actually get Mr. Host Aaron himself. Don't want to, ain't gonna put brother man out there.
Bro, kayfabe.
The host with the most.
Bro, kayfabe on me, bro.
Want to, get his opinion. He's usually out here setting this bar, setting the standard, letting us know where we at. So
all right.
Time we get to hear his opinion on the topic, if you have.
Sure, man.
Your opinion, sir.
So listen, I'm gonna hit NBA, and then I'm gonna hit baseball. Then I'm gonna go to football. All right. But first of all, you already know it's gonna be Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, man, I tell you, Michael Jordan was, and the reason why is I think Michael Jordan, I don't think I said this on the show and I got stoned. I felt every tomato in the world hit me in the head, boy, like, oh, what's wrong with you? But I don't think Michael Jordan is the greatest player ever. I wouldn't say that, but I would say that Michael Jordan he's the most entertaining. player, and he's a major influence on the game of basketball, especially coming up in the late 80s, early 90s. But yeah, Michael Jordan and his will to win, man, is the reason why I believe that he is the greatest of all time. I'm a guy in basketball. Michael Jordan is, of course, the greatest of all time, but I wasn't really a fan. I mean, I was a fan of Michael Jordan, and I know he just was the guy. But I mean, I was weird, man. Like 93, Dan Marley was my favorite player. Yeah. Dan Marley from the Phoenix Suns was my favorite player. Thunder Dan. Because he hit 9 3-pointers. And back then that was big when you hit 9 3-pointers in a game against Seattle Sonics. And then later on it was Reggie Miller, with the 95, comeback. Was it 8 points in 4 seconds joint? So I was all over the places for my players. In NBA. My favorite player right now in the game right now will be the NBA is so soft down, bro. I don't even know. I would say Donovan Mitchell. I like Donovan Mitchell. I would say he's part of my favorite player right now. I like how he plays. But Tracy McGrady was the guy when I played basketball. The guy I really imitated. I try to imitate his moves, Tracy McGrady. Now let's go into the NFL. Now, I don't have a GOAT, y'all. I don't have a GOAT. Real Sports Mafia, I don't have a GOAT. Everybody said Tom Brady. I just don't have a GOAT. If anybody going to be a GOAT, it's going to be Jerry Rice. But I will tell you guys this, man. I'm going to say I really love Peyton Manning, man. I really love Peyton Manning. He is, to me, a GOAT. Not the GOAT, but a GOAT. Man, but the Peyton Manning with the genius of an offense that he runs, and of course the Omaha, something that we never seen in Unorthodox. And this guy that can read, he really taught me how to read offenses, man. I used to study his joint, like, how in the hell do he know all this stuff? And it was just so entertaining. And y'all remember watching Cincinnati? And we talked about this all the time. Cincinnati, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, New England, and the Colts. Those 5 teams. When those 5 teams play each other on Sunday night, it's going to be big. Back in the day, if Brady and Manning, you already know it's going to be something. It's going to be big. So, but I was always a Peyton Manning guy. Baseball, I'm Barry Bonds, man. I've never seen a guy like him. Barry Bonds, greatest of all time to me. I think he is the GOAT. I think he should be in the Hall of Fame. I don't give a rat's ass y'all talking about steroids and all that, because steroids do not, you seeing 100 mile per hour fastball coming at you. 100 miles per hour, 100. Steroids don't make you do that. Steroids get you strength. But for him to be able to, with his timing and his bat speed, and how he get up to that ball, and he knows, he got the knowledge, and Barry Bonds is the greatest baseball player of all time. So those are in a nutshell, man, those are my top. But Michael Jordan, man, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Michael Jordan was that dude. He was that dude. He was a killer. And y'all, if y'all ballers out there, and Postman, I don't know if you used the ball. I know Rock said he ball. I know the dog ball. Mark, I know you wasn't a basketball player like that, but the term killer in the way a killer should be, that was Michael Jordan. And I think that's why he inspired a lot of players today and in the past. So that's why I think Michael Jordan in the NBA is the greatest of all time. Back to you, Rock.
Okay. I like that, sir. Host put a different spin on it. I went a little long-winded. My bad. and I can actually say, that was a good, unique way that you brought up, because given the fact, you're from the South and whatnot, Southwest, and Alabama, I can understand you having that Midwest type of feel to basketball. Yeah. You picked out shooters. Dan Marley, Reggie Miller were shooters. Your favorite player, Donovan Mitchell, has that all-around game, and you also said Tracy McGrady, who was a shooter and also had an all-around game as well. So I do understand your opinion on that aspect. And with Barry Bonds, Barry Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame. And in my retrospect, I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
Because his on base percentage,
boom.
How many times he got walked?
Yes.
That's a record.
Yes.
Even though he was taking steroids, then people that didn't stop them from throwing walks.
Right.
They ain't stopped them from throwing pause balls.
I got you, bro.
For the situation.
Right.
But I do understand that.
Yeah, absolutely.
In some aspects, people feel Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame. So
Pete Rose is
I
nice.
Understand where you get where Barry Bonds. The man has a record that nobody's gonna break.
Nobody,
regardless of what he did. So and Michael Jordan, I understand that aspect as well. From the time span that Jordan took over the league, he was the biggest entertainer at that time, other than Magic Johnson from in the NBA. And things skyrocketed from even the shoe sales to video game sales and everything, even clothing line and the multimedia aspect came about when Michael Jordan took over the NBA. So I do understand your opinion and aspect of what you say as far as MJ being your GOAT there. And the NFL also understand Jerry Rice, because he has records that he's going to actually die. No pun intended. Don't wish any bad on the man, but it's records that he's going to go to the grave not broken in the NFL.
Absolutely,
because he set the bar so high at the wide receiver position. And I do also understand the Peyton Manning aspect. I was a Brady fan, so all the times that Manning and Brady went at it, I was rooting for Brady. So but we're gonna move on. And I'm gonna move on to Mr. Postman, straight out of Chi-Town.
The government.
Come in, give y'all some knowledge, make y'all go home, take a good nap, and think about it the next few days. I'm telling you. So get ready for what this brother's about to bring to your podcast, to our podcast, and to the live chat.
There you go.
Well, we got three things I want to preface real fast.
Okay.
The Most High himself, when you get there, is going to tell you that MJ is the GOAT in basketball. You won't have no doubts about that. So that'll confirm all that back and forth that's going on down here on the Earth Q. In case we got any type of discrepancies about it, but we'll get into why I think that. I also just wanted to be understood that I have a bias. I'm born and raised in Chicago on the South Side. So first, we can dispel a rumor that our wonderful host right now, not host, but our host, no Midwest cats is shooting the ball at all. Antoine Walker was the first shooter from the Chi. We drive to the rack, fall down 8 times, get up 9. We D Wades, we D Rose, we Isaiahs. We go to the cup. Little dudes take it to the basket.
Derrick Rose, bro.
You know what I'm saying? But I get where he was going. Nick Anderson, the Twans, those are the outliers or whatever when it comes to shooting. Reggie, a West Coast boy who learned how to shoot in California with his sister and brought it to the Midwest. So he inspired us, but I couldn't stand him because I ain't want to see him at Market Square Arena flaming us up, but he torched the Knicks. But he torched the Knicks in the Garden, so I was with it.
There you go.
And last, just before I get into any football talk about it, I think I kind of resonate with hosting the fact that I don't believe we have a GOAT in football. And this is why I say, like, for example, he alluded to Peyton Manning. I think of Peyton Manning, like he said, is the most cerebral quarterback to ever play the game.
Yes, absolutely.
I think of Tom Brady when we talked about Mike's tenacity and the quote-unquote will to win.
Yes, sir.
Tom is a dog that nobody can teach. What he was the runt of the crew that grew up feeling slighted, a la Mike, who didn't make the junior varsity basketball type team. So you understand, the chip been on their shoulder. They took the whole tree with them. It wasn't just one chip of the wood.
Yes, sir.
So they kind of resonate. Whereas a person, as much as I can't stand him and diametrically oppose him, can't wait till he get ended his career. Aaron was probably the most skillful quarterback that I ever saw play the position in terms of understanding how turnovers should not be, don't have to be, you don't have to be a gunslinger to be great. You can take other approaches to the game. Yep. You be able to use your hard count and your mobilities that my quarterback resonates, unfortunately, and kind of emulates these days. And so, he does. And so you kind of understand that all of those quarterbacks had a thing. So for me, the GOAT in football is an era. And this is what I mean by that. Warren Moon had to go win 4 Grey Cups before he was allowed to play for the Oilers, for the Vikings, for anybody else, for the Seahawks. And imagine when we talk about level playing fields, if that cat gets to go ahead and propel his team to 7 Super Bowls, and we talk about GOATs while we giving out GOAT-isms because of Mike Vanderjagt and Vinatieri giving me 5 of those 7 Super Bowls with field goal kicks. But I digress because it's a team sport. 53 dudes all took what they had to do, heart, hustle, and muscle to win the Super Bowl. I take that from nobody. They disrespect such special teams, you cannot. All of them count.
That's right.
If you don't have a top 5 defense and a top 5 offense, you got no chance to win a Super Bowl. So it's not you had a great quarterback and you winning something. So that's a whole team. So you can't call Mr. Brady. He's the winningest quarterback, and I will give you GOAT-ism in that. You're the greatest winning quarterback of all time when it comes to that sport, and I won't deny that.
Yes.
But I think that a person like Deacon Jones, who the sack was not invented when this guy was around that ear-slapping helmet holes, and I know for a fact that when we talk about records that will go to the grave with you, don't tell me he don't have one that's there with him, but he'll never get known because his record wasn't even something that was born about. When we talk about a Russell in the game of basketball with blocks and stuff like that, those types of things wasn't recorded when they were swatting everything away. So while I give deference to Shaq and Wemby and all those boys, I got to pay homage to the people who never was, even though they were right there.
Right.
So those are my GOATs, the forefathers who never got they accolades or they flowers when they were just due. And we talk about a level playing field to see everybody on. Let me just talk about them while they was on.
Yes.
So they didn't do it. They gave credit to everybody but. And I'm going to still say Mike is my GOAT, but when we talk about championships, Bill Russell won 11 and 13 years, and one of them as a coach, bro.
Yes.
Just tell me who flexing like that. But he gets no footing from a franchise that would not have seen anything like him walk through the building or give any type of emotional support to. And none other besides him, in my estimation. But you understand that his transcendence of the game is in a way that he never got credit for. And it's far be it for me to go with the entertainment aspect and the globalization of the game and to never being able to see an AO or a game 7 when we talk about my GOAT, because he never did see a game 7 and he never lost one when he got there. But when you see somebody who say, you know what, I'm the coach, timeout, I'm going to go out there, I see what's going wrong, and I'm going to still make a difference. I ain't Tree Rollins. I ain't the assistant, bro. I'm going to put numbers down while I'm coaching. I'm a spearhead of this championship thing because I understand it out there, I understand it up here, and I understand what everybody got going on. And so they don't get enough love when we talk about these GOAT conversations because I'm a prisoner of the moment because I grew up courtside on the west side, teetering the south to see Mike delivering those in the Madhouse on Madison. I got to see Johnny Red and all those boys talk about it when Stacy was a 22-year-old boy, not giving you the hot sauce, but he was making shots against the Blazers in 92. You understand? So I'm going to be biased when I talk about Mike going to play baseball for whatever reason somebody want to give me, totally taking his body away from being a basketball player, waking up one day, putting his cigar down, putting his tight shoes back on and put blisters on the feet, go drop a double nickel in the garden, come back, say, oh, man, you clowning me with 45, Horace. I remember you, bruh. You'll see 23 next season, and your ass is mine, and put it in the books. And you don't get more championships. When anybody go to the finals and he there, Larry Bird said, and I quote, this is Jesus in gym shorts. You understand what I'm saying?
We say it.
Magic and Larry single-handedly saved basketball, bro. Yep. They saved the sport.
Yep.
And this man called the person who he kick. I don't care how many points you got, 23, 63 or not. You going home with your team.
That's right.
But he called them Jesus in gym shorts. You don't tell me that your peers talk that reverently about you because everybody had peers. And they don't talk about Wilt like that. And they don't talk about Bill and none of them. And they could have hated him because they hate Mike. His teammates hate him. He a proverbial D-head for all intents and purposes to this day.
Yeah.
Off the court, I don't want to know you, bro. But on the court, Everybody want to be like him, and that resonates from shoe sales to being on the court tenacity to people talking about a dog. The word was used and synonymous with him, just like we talk about GOAT. So if the word was originated when you came about, how could you not be the one when the moniker was uttered because of you? I understand we have other paradigms to compare before you. And himself, he won't call himself the GOAT because he understands, like Rue Alcindor, that there's GOATs of eras. Every era has a GOAT. And y'all gave the parameters. And I'm gonna disagree with Q that you ain't gotta win no championship, because far be it for me to tell you a superstar in basketball should know this a bare minimum. You call yourself a superstar, you should be able to take your team to the playoffs. You don't gotta win. Every year, you should be in the playoffs.
You should be in the playoffs.
I don't care who get hurt on your team, superstar. Because Mike left and Scotty won 57 games. You understand what I'm saying? So don't tell me Will Purdue stepped up and gave you 15 more points. Jeez. Don't tell me it was John Paxson that stepped his up by 8 points. It wasn't. Scotty was fourth in MVP voting and won the MVP with them big red shoes in the MVP game because he was him.
All-star game. Facts.
So you understand, superstar means superstar. Chris Bosh, people could talk about how they want. The Raptors played in the playoffs every year he was there, and when he wasn't, they wasn't. You understand what I'm talking about? So superstar is the bare minimum for that. So if you're a superstar by just taking your team to the playoffs, how could you be called a GOAT and you can't win one of them rings that's called 12 games in the playoffs? You got to get one of them ones. I don't need 12. I don't need 7. I don't need 6-0. I need you to have one because you understood what it took to cut the net down in the pro game. And I love Sir Charles. I love Carl. He a frat brother. You ain't won nothing, so you can't be. You're the best duo that never was, because Scotty and Mike was the best duo I ever seen. Now I know what you meant to say, probably point guard and power forward, but that's Gary Payton and Sean Kemp to me too, in the way in which they played the string of entertaining basketball. Nonetheless, when we talk about baseball in itself, I'm gonna always have to be like what y'all call the prisoner of the moment.
Okay.
And when they wrote a blank check for a guy to come from the Montreal Expos to play for the Cubs, and I was a kid by the name of Andre Dawson. A blank check, bro. They say, hey, whatever you want, you write it on this check right here, and you can come play for the Cubs. And that's true, G. Honda, but we ain't talking about that right now.
No, bro, you kidding. Crazy as hell.
And he said it in his speech. But when you realize that Andre got a blank check. Now, while we talk about all the deferred contracts that go to people and they still getting paid till they 60, that's impressive in baseball, but that's the business of baseball.
Yeah, that's business.
How many other blank checks can you say you have heard about in the sport? And while he never won a championship, so that's why I said we bring this down to baseball, a regional thing, I think more so than any sport. It's more regional than hero ball because everybody kind of hate the villain in baseball if you're not a part of the bandwagon. So I've been a lovable losers for forever, so I can flex with being a Cubs fan. But Sammy Sosa won. We talk about the summer of baseball, reviving the sport. Sammy got 4 home run seasons of 60 RBI, and nobody in the sport can say that, steroids or otherwise. Just like when y'all talk about Barry, give everybody the juice. His numbers still gonna be his numbers. They're gonna be better than yours because yes, it enhanced what he did. But let's not forget the MVP that played over there in Three Rivers, in Pittsburgh with the hanging cross from his ear.
There you go, bro.
So
stadium.
Like, please stop acting like these are the things that just made him a Hall of Famer once he got a milk dud head in San Francisco, because the man was him before he got there.
That's what I said.
I'm always going. Baseball itself can throw itself in the garbage with the hypocrisies of steroids. Build a wing. Because you use steroids to profit in the summer of swing with Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa to save your sport because nobody else was buying it. All them Big Macs you sold from It Gotta Be the Swing and Chicks Dig the Long Ball, y'all bought it off of Mark and all his andro using. So please don't be the hypocrite to put him out all of a sudden and shun him, just like Charlie Hustle and everything else. Baseball is its biggest critic, and that's why it always cannibalizes itself. And it will never be the sport that it should be because of the staunch arrogance of baseball writers that keep you out of the Hall of Fame when all of those guys should be in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. But somebody who, and this is the only time I'm ever going to use the argument, people who never played the game, because 8 out of 10 of the Baseball Writers Association have never played the game at any level. Yet your daddy, Jeremy Schaap, was on there. So you get to, speak your piece. But baseball, to me, don't have a GOAT. It's more regional. Basketball is going to be Mike because I told you. Globalize the game. To this day, your grandkids going to wear Mikes because we still want to be like him. And they can talk about it being because of the shoe. You understand where the shoe came from because somebody can explain the story. If you're a true griot, you can go ahead and do some fable telling. Tertiary, when we talk about it. When we talk about those rings, every time he went, you can't tell me, and nobody else can tell me anybody else never lost. It was him. And 2, like I said, Game 7, pressure bust pipes, and LeBron then took somebody down when they was up 3-1 to get to Game 7. You know who ain't never seen in Game 7? The guy we talking about, we're 23.
Damn right.
The guy to smoke a cigar at halftime, go gamble till 4 o'clock in the morning.
You better know it's Steelmatic.
Then go pick up Robin from Vegas.
Have always been overpriced.
Bring you right on into the room with the GOAT. I love G Honda. Those are my GOATs. That's how we're going to get to it, and we can move to the next subject, man.
Mark, I feel sorry for you, bro. I feel sorry for you, Mark.
Yeah, sorry for him. Well, actually,
like I stated,
you got to fix. I ain't know you got to fix it, Mark. Let's go.
You got to come behind him.
From the beginning there, Postman was going to give y'all something to think about for the next few days. And things of that nature. As far as with his GOAT conversation, he made some strong points and some strong articulate points in that matter to make you think and to keep that mind going. So what we gonna do is we gonna shout out to my man, my MVP of the Real to Sports, my guy Yogi, my man Mark Mizar.
I ain't heard that name in a minute. Good God. I ain't heard Mizar in about 6 years. We thinking back, it's year 1, host.
I know, right?
Mizar.
Back in the day, bro.
Throwback, boy.
Yeah.
Oh man, is it my turn?
It's hard, bro. Better not the Babe Ruth.
Actually, it's actually not that difficult. Actually, I'm glad I went after Postman because Postman gave me like an infinite amount of ammunition to go off of, so I appreciate that. But to be real, I kind of agree with what OG said to kick things off. I don't think we'll ever, except for one sport, and I'll get to that later, but with the exception of one sport, I don't think we have seen the GOAT yet or are going to see the GOAT. I think especially in something like basketball, it's going to forever be impossible to pick out one single basketball player who is greater than any of the others, just my opinion. Because for me, just like what I've experienced in my life growing up, everybody who saw Michael live and got to witness that in real time always hails him as the GOAT. But for people my age who only saw him in highlights or with the Wizards or with his completely horrific ownership of my beloved Charlotte Hornets, don't get me started on how bad of an owner he was. But like for people my age, like the highlights don't do Mike justice. Like nothing that I see on film makes me believe that's the greatest basketball player that's ever played. It's no shade on Mike. I'm not saying he was trash and nothing like that, but it's like, how can I call Michael the GOAT when I've seen LeBron, I've seen Steph, I've seen Shaq, I've seen countless other great basketball players. And I'm gonna get kicked off the show for saying this, but it's my opinion, so it is what it is. If I had something of significance on the line and it was the fourth quarter and I needed a point guard or a shooting guard to take me to the promised land to get me a victory, I'm not calling Michael. I'm not calling LeBron. Rod know who I'm going to call. I'm going to call him 15, Kemba Walker, to get the job. That's who I trust. But in terms of football, I think football is more specific to moments. Like you got to have not only the skills to pay the bills, but you got to have moments, like countless moments that stand the test of time that people will remember for years to come. And when I think about who could potentially be the GOAT when it comes to football, I'm thinking of 2 people, either Barry Sanders, just for what he did, every time he touched the field, every time he was given the ball, it was like you had to stand up and watch and pay attention to what he was going to do because he was that good. Even the highlights do him justice. You still, to this day, hear people talking great reverence to the things that Barry Sanders did with football. So that's one of my GOATs in football. My other GOAT would probably be Aaron Donald, just for how long he dominated and was without question the best defensive player in football for a decade straight.
That's
literally
true.
all but his rookie year, he was in the Pro Bowl. He was getting double teamed, triple teamed. Didn't matter. He was always getting after the quarterback.
Pro Bowl.
Always wreaking havoc on the game. Host, I know Pro Bowl and you don't get along, but
no, my bad, Mark. Pro Bowl.
I gotta put that out there. Plus, he had countless pros. So, from my opinion, in basketball, I don't think you'll ever have a GOAT. Football, it would be between Barry Sanders and Aaron Donald. But the one sport that I think has a GOAT who's truly the greatest of all time, and I think it's evident by the fact that this man dominated the game of baseball a century ago. Like before television, before social media, before you had 24-hour news networks, literally you just had word of mouth, people going to the game to see him play or listening to him on the radio. And that's Babe Ruth. Think about how significant it is. He played a century ago, yet his name is still synonymous with being one of the greatest, if not the greatest, baseball player of all time. A century later, with all the rules changes, with all the stats and everything, when you ask people who the greatest baseball player of all time is, the fact that Babe Ruth's name still gets brought up with great reverence, I think is proof that he has withstood the test of time, and his name has become immortal. And I think that's the one true sports GOAT that we have is Babe Ruth.
Hey, can I give him something real quick on that?
Yeah.
What's up, Ross, man?
So, 1984 to 2026 is 42 years. So you I presume are the youngest guy on the panel.
Yeah.
Oh,
but,
yeah. You better know.
Young Mark.
I want you to do it for me in a tongue-in-cheek or just way. In 40 years, that means it's going to be 82 years. When they still telling you, arguing about Mike being the GOAT, that means almost a century when they still bringing his name up. I want you to keep that same energy about them grainy-ass highlights you try to play my boy on. But carry on.
Hey, man. Hey, in my opinion post, man, and I'm completely biased.
No, I'm just saying 100 years. I agree. I'm not giving you no pushback. I'm just saying we talked about Babe because he's still being talked about 100 years later. Yeah. So 42 years later, my man's still being talked about. So I said in 40 years, keep that same energy when they still talking about my man's, and don't tell me he ain't no GOAT then when they still talking about him. Yeah. Damn near 100 years, a century later. That's all. No, that was my only gotcha moment. We ain't gonna do it no more.
Only people that's like 25 and under. Well, no, I say about 30, maybe and under. Say that LeBron James or anybody besides Michael Jordan is the GOAT. But yeah, like I said, y'all got YouTube clips and all that good stuff to go back and look at. But we was there.
That's the point. I don't think that
that's what I got a bestie, and I say bestie because you're a childhood friend. And I used to think it was a grift, but he got a whole page on Facebook because he swears that LeBron is the GOAT. And he grew up on the South Side with us watching Mike. But I just want to put that out there because he's somebody granddaddy. He's somebody granddaddy out here spitting this nonsense. So I mean, it ain't just somebody who young, Mark. It's the majority of young people who, and I understand that the age-isms to those things because it's people gonna think Dr. J was the GOAT, and I ain't never seen an ABA Dr. J. But
facts.
It's plenty of old fools out here too. Everybody don't just grow up and mature. Some people stay fools. Yeah. Young fools become old fools. So just remember that.
New school fools.
That is true.
I ain't mad.
That's the reason why I said what I said, because look what's going on right now. We cannot. This is a topic that we cannot come to the end of. You just think, man. You got Postman and Mark, and they're talking right now, and one is talking, far as sports in the past, and one Mark, and you didn't see Jordan in his prime years and his latter part of years, so he can't give him the crown because he was descending in the latter part years. And it's just that thing just keep just going and going, man. You just don't.
Him being the owner of the podcast.
Yeah, Martin went to the owner. What the fuck?
What you mean?
From his owners.
He held his ownership against him, man. I get it.
You don't understand, Postman.
You heard? Hey, he jaded. I dig it. I know what it means to you, man. Trust me. I know where you was coming from. When you brought it up, I knew exactly where you was coming from. Because if he did me like that, I would be jaded too. So don't get me wrong. If they gave him ownership up top and he did me like AK did, Mike wouldn't get no love neither. So,
but damn.
But
as long as Postman knows what's up, that's all.
So yeah, I'm go ahead and say gonna go ahead and give you guys my NBA, NFL GOATs. Well, for the NBA, I'm also going. I feel the same way as Postman, and this came from maybe 3 shows ago when host had said that MJ was the greatest as far as entertainer. It got me thinking that when we talk about championships, we never bring up Bill Russell. And my thing is the reason I consider Bill Russell and Kobe Bryant my GOATs. The reason I say Bill Russell is because for him being, and I wear this Boston Celtics hat proudly. I've never been, and I'll say this: I've never been to Boston. I want to go, just to visit the city, things of that nature.
You will take you.
But the things that I would say Bill Russell had to go through to endure and still win a championship for a city that didn't even respect him.
So
it speaks volumes. Bill Russell crawled so MJ can walk in the NBA, so these players can walk in the NBA, and he won a championship for an organization where only you can probably say his teammates and his owner respected him, and probably his coach, but the people outside of that area did not. They did not respect the man who he was. They only respected that he wore the uniform, and he changed the way that. That's why if you look at some of the old Boston uniforms, they don't say Boston, it say Celtics, because Red Auerbach did that for Bill Russell because he seen how the people of Boston were treating him. No, Bill Russell, we're gonna put the Celtics because that's
history.
Bill Russell.
History
that's what we're gonna follow by.
Come on, Rock.
The pioneer of the NBA. And that's why he's my GOAT. And I agree with Postman on that. MJ.
You better tell him, Zoe. Tell him, Zoe.
MJ, I would say I was born in '88. Watched MJ dominate the NBA for that time being. But my GOAT is Kobe Bryant because I watched Kobe do something that a lot of people in that time were trying to be. He was trying to be MJ, but he did it in his own way. He put himself on the map in his own way.
Come on, bro.
The brother went out there and took the reins by the horns and said, "Forget that. I'm gonna learn from him, but then I'm gonna be the next best thing that comes to this league as far as manipulating the game, masterminding, out hustling and outworking everybody that comes through that door." And the brother did it for 2 decades.
Yes, sir.
As far as being with the same organization. I'm a Celtics fan, but Kobe Bryant is the only Laker that I got respect for, and I will ever have respect for, because what he did, he came there, he made Shaq a better player, and when Shaq left, he won 2 without him, and that was the fuel that he needed. He was like, "Nah,
that's true.
Shaq left. I gotta get 2 more without him." Because he told Shaq, I knew he was gonna go get 1. He knew he was gonna go get 1 when he left and went with D Wade. So that was already the fuel to say, all right, I need to get my 4th one. And now that he's starting to decline, I need to get my 5th one.
Yeah.
Because them last 2 finals, I believe he was trying to go for, he would have had 6 if they ain't lose in 08 to us. To the big 3 that Boston put together that year.
Absolutely.
Kobe would have tied Jordan as far as total rings.
Yes, sir.
He went in 08, they went back in 09, and they went back in 2010.
Yes, sir.
He won 2 out of those 3 finals.
That's very true.
And what he did for the gold medal team, being able to be the only person on that team to make all of them guys do a U-turn and say Kobe locking in after just losing the finals by 30-something points. And then he going out there speaking in the language. He going out there speaking the language. They playing Argentina. He out there speaking to them in Spanish.
Yeah.
The only person on our team that can do that. That's a psychological advantage right there.
Very true.
We had one of the best killers to ever put on a uniform ever. And that's
talk about the Paul Gasol, Rock. Talk about the Paul Gasol.
Yeah, and he went through his own teammate. Said, fuck it, I'm gonna go through my own teammate. Excuse my language, some kids out there.
No, fuck
things
it.
Of that nature. But and that's my 2 GOATs, because what Bill Russell did in the Celtics uniform and what he had to go through to endure as a man and during the worst era and the worst time in our history as being a black man in this world we call America. Well, in this country we call it North America, United States. I don't want to be too politically correct and whatnot, but he went through the worst ever.
That's true,
and still had to go out there and perform. So that's my GOAT for number 1. And number 2 is Kobe Bryant. NFL, I would have to say my GOAT would have to be, I will have to say, and I'll go from position. I'm going to go Deion Sanders is my GOAT in the NFL. And the reason I say Deion Sanders is because I'm a big Florida State fan. He part of the reason why I became a Florida State Seminoles fan. And what he did to change the position as far as locking somebody down, cutting off a whole field. We wouldn't have the lockdown corners we have today if it wasn't for number 21 locking down a whole field. One dude won MVP because the quarterback didn't want to throw to his side. For the Cowboys. The Cowboys' last championship that they won in the Super Bowl, the opposite corner won the MVP because the quarterback Neil O'Donnell didn't want to throw to Deion. And what he did as a returner, he gonna lock your man down, and then you gotta punt the ball to me. So not only did you have to just deal with me for 3 downs, you got to deal with me for 4 off on the defensive side. That's like, come on, who does that? That's why he's my GOAT. He changed the position to where as though now you can have guys that's going out there like Travis Hunter can be a corner and also switch and have that package as far as him being a wide receiver, being that bringing 2 dynamics to the game of football. To where as though you have a player out there that's able with the right structure, the right build, the right proper, food habits and intake and whatnot, coaching, to where though you got a guy that can affect the game on both ends. So that's why I say Deion Sanders was my GOAT as far as the NFL, and in the NBA is Bill Russell and Kobe Bean Bryant. R.I.P. to both of those brothers.
Hey, Rob. Rob, let me say this real quick since you said the Lakers don't Q. You know I love you like goddamn boy. You my man, 50 grand, but fuck Derek Fisher. Fuck him. Fuck him.
Oh, she gonna let that go?
The hell no, I am not. Fuck Derek Fisher, man.
That was one shot, man.
I can't stand that bastard.
But since you missed that, I don't even see how you got that off.
I don't know, bro.
I remember that game when it was just a little. You say catch and shoot. That was a touch and shoot.
What did I say?
I'm like, and he called it. He called it damn near. I mean, the way he called it, it's just a touch, and it went all rock bottom.
Bruh. I was at home.
I remember that game.
God, bro. That shit took me, bro. I was just like, this can't be real, bro.
Yeah, that shit was true.
I was so mad at Bruce Bowen. I could have flew to San Antonio and just gave him some sweet chin music right in the goddamn face. Yeah. I said, man, I hate Derek Fisher, bro. I cannot stand him. But he always liked the Spurs up every time. He liked our asses up.
That probably had to be the best buzzer beater shot I ever seen.
Yeah, from that bullshit.
It had to be.
Hey, 3 things for you real quick, Rob. Appreciate that history lesson you gave on the Celtics, bro. I watch the History Channel all the time, but they ain't gonna show me nothing like that on no doc that I hadn't seen. The reason they put that on, like, I don't cheer for the Celtics, but it gives it a special recognition point for me to see that in a whole different light when I watch that jersey specifically it means something different, and I ain't gonna never be a Celtics fan, but I'm a fan of that jersey. Now that you just said that, two, when you just talked about Kobe, you the first person besides myself that I've heard, and while we gonna disagree because you can't clone yourself, Junior. But even though I say I want my kids to be better than me, you can't clone yourself and be the GOAT. But salute to somebody acknowledging that this is the first person. They gave so many people Mike, the next MJ monikers. They didn't give him that at all, and he took that thing, snatched it away, and rebranded himself as the Black Mamba, like you said, because I couldn't stand number 8. But 24 was the dude I gravitated to because you wasn't MJ Jr. no more. You was the Black Mamba for real. And everything that was good about Mike, you epitomized. And none of the bad stuff, in my estimation, just from persona, did you take away from it. So you nailed it when you talked about the reason why you give it for Cole. Because if I had to, that's the perfect articulation of it.
Absolutely.
You just talked about what football. No, who was the last GOAT you just gave? Our last point. I just totally lost it.
Yeah, I like rock shit. It was good.
Damn. What's the last sport?
Deion Sanders.
Deion Sanders.
Oh yeah, Deion. I've been disrespecting Deion in this way for all of my years, and this is why I say it. And everybody have. Deion made a Must Be the Money video. Deion made a commercial with Nike to say you're gonna play offense or defense, and he said both.
Yeah. In
this very moment, I was this many years old. I was today years old when I realized Deion played 3 sides to the damn ball. Because special teams was the first part besides the island that we create. And when we talk about those shutdown islands,
24.
And you got paid to play on both sides of the ball in Dallas, i.e. offense and defense. So you played all 3 phases of football, and your ass played Major League Baseball, and you did 2 of them on the same day. Salute to prime time and the Jerry Curl of the 80s. Let's be the goddamn money. And we'll move on.
Let's be the money. Oh, Steph, what you really mad, man? Oh, Steph.
All right. So, like we said, we spent that first hour, and we hitting that 101. And like I said, this conversation was going to be lengthy, so that's why it was the best reason to have it first. But now we're gonna move on to something that I think this conversation is where we really might get to see the dog. It's sports then and sports now.
Oh boy, here comes the dog.
Old school mentality. That's what we saying. Has the old school mentality left the game, or has the old school mentality left the sport? Has it left it in the NFL? Has the old school mentality in sports perished in the NBA? I would love to get you guys' opinion on that. Because like we said, it's the old school versus the new school. The new school coming in with this, but the old school, like, we here to stay.
Yeah.
What y'all gonna do? Y'all better adapt.
Yes, sir.
Because we ain't moving.
Tell them, Rock.
That's how the old school rock. So I would love to hear you guys' opinion. So I'm gonna start first with the youngest of our crew.
Oh boy.
Mr. Mark. We would love to get your opinion, brother. Has the old school mentality in sports, the culture, has it perished in the sports?
I wouldn't say it's perished, but it's definitely become more dispersed.
Dramatic,
I think that with all things in life, the more money something makes, the more it changes. So as sports like basketball and football and even, taking it outside the box a little bit, pro wrestling as well. When these sports start to generate more money, start to get more popular, the things that we fell in love with about the sports get taken away in favor of something that's more politically correct, more marketable, something that is better at generating money versus what got it to the dance. So I see that all the time in football. I think roughing the passer is the worst penalty in all of sports. It's the dumbest thing that was ever created. Like, what the hell is roughing the passer? Like, football was built on hitting the quarterback. Al Davis famously said the quarterback must go down, and he must go down hard. But nowadays, if you put all of your quote unquote body weight on the quarterback, it's an automatic flag. But they did that because they know that the quarterbacks are the face of the league. That's who generates the money. That's who brings in the fans.
Right.
And without the quarterbacks being on the field, the game isn't as good. We saw it. Me and Host had to live through it for 3 years with the Raiders.
Yep.
When you don't have a quarterback, it's not very good football to watch.
Not at all.
Q-Dogg came to Vegas and got a 3-0 victory. So that proves my point right there. But
exactly.
Yeah, like I said, man, I think as time advances, everything changes and everything evolves. But especially when you're talking about something that's profitable, something that's popular, especially something that's going to make you some money, that's going to be the first thing that's going to change. So yeah, definitely the old school mentalities, it's not gone away. It's just become dispersed. It's being brought back by some of the younger people. In basketball, Wemby and Anthony Edwards, like I said on the show a couple of months ago, they brought that old school mentality back to the All-Star game and made it fun again. They made it entertaining and actually made it watchable.
Absolutely.
In football, Aaron Donald was doing that a little bit. He was still mean, still nasty, still wreaking havoc on the quarterback and on the running back, but doing it in a way that wasn't drawing like those stupid penalties like roughing the passer and things like that. So it's out there. It's just you're not going to see it as prevalent as you would have like back in the 70s in football, or not to steal the thunder, but in Host and OG's favorite era of basketball in the 90s, you're not going to see that type of stuff no more.
I hope so, bro. I hope so, Delton.
It ain't gonna happen.
Shit, I hope so, goddamn.
Okay, I like that. You brought a new school feel to it.
Yeah, I like
and you went more to the entertainment side of the game has become more watered down now because of the dollars are up and they need quarterbacks to sell tickets and things of that nature. So I can understand that. But to me, I feel like it has. I feel like the old school culture has kind of been put down a little bit in both sports, in the NBA and in the NFL. Because you see flopping in both sports nowadays. In the NFL, you see a guy actually fake like he falls down to try to draw a flag now. In the NBA, the flopping with the MVP of SGA and things of that nature got called upon, things of that. So I think the old school mentality, they trying to do away with it in today's sports. But to me, I feel like it needs to be in today's sports because we got young men out here that feel like they can get into sports, go to college, transfer from school to school without putting the work in, without putting the grind in. You got rejected this year, but next year I'm gonna be better. And that's where I feel like the old school mentality needs to stay and needs to be brought up to these young brothers because it helped a lot of us. It helped a lot of us when we felt like, we was low, but that mentality made us feel like I'm not gonna give up on myself.
Yes, sir.
So that's why I feel like that mentality, that old school culture, they need to keep preaching it to these young brothers because it's gonna allow them to understand that you can fall down, but that don't mean you gotta give up on yourself.
Absolutely.
That don't mean because that's the same thing with the job market. You can get a job, but just because you don't like that job doesn't mean that you gotta quit it. Yeah. You continue to grind, find another situation, and make what's better for yourself. But nowadays, that's what the NIL, that's what this culture and sports is teaching these kids. You can just leave, and how them men gonna make families? They gonna end up wanting to leave their families. You know what I'm saying? If they start building, knowing how to grind, and going through the obstacles, that's gonna make them better men in life. So I feel like the old school culture. If you're a coach out there, if you're a young brother that wants to get into sports, find somebody that's gonna preach you the old school culture because it's gonna get you far in life. Now we're gonna move on to Host. Do you feel like the old school culture has perished in both sports, NFL and the NBA?
You damn right it has. You damn right. Oh, you should have. I feel. Look, man. I really. I don't even want to talk. Really. My whole thing is just to sit back and just listen to y'all. But Rock keep pulling me back in here. I don't even want to say that. You know what I'm saying? But I want to hear what the dog got to say with this, because I know the dog is gonna bring you a lot. But I'm gonna say real quick. You damn right. You damn right, Rock. The NBA, bro. I'm gonna wrap it up real fast at the NBA, y'all. Y'all know how I feel about the NBA. The NBA is a bunch of booty cheddar. You hear what I'm trying to tell you? That junk is straight booty trash, bro. Like you got to play in tournament. What the fuck is that? What is that? The play in tournament? What is a tournament? What is that? You got the basketball court is red and green and neon and all kind of Skittles taste the rainbow type colors. I don't understand it. You got a tournament before the NBA finals, but that tournament don't do you no justice. You don't get no benefits or rewards for it. All you get is money. Get out of here. That's a waste of time. It's whack. All-Star game, like Mark said, Anthony Edwards, Wemby, they brought it back. Okay, I still not sold, because there's only one season or one All-Star game. All right, cool. But let me tell you something about the gameplay of it. Is you look at the stat bar, you see this player here, 3-point attempts, 11, 3 for 11, and 2 for 17, and I'm like, God damn, like it's so many 3-pointers that have been jacked up. Rock, I don't throw shade, but you're a realist, and you know what I'm talking about. Your Celtics, when they threw up all those 3-pointers, I'm like, what is Boston doing? Noted, they're great shooters. It is a great shooting team, but that's not the time to do it. But see, the mentality, Steph Curry, is the mentality of shooting 3-pointers. 3-pointers, me and Q talk about this all the time again. 3-pointers is the new slam dunk. It's the slam dunk of basketball. Slam dunk was the most exciting play in basketball, right? Back in the day it was. Mm-hmm. Now it's the 3-pointer. I don't care about dunking. You don't hardly see nobody dunking on nobody like Sean Kemp and Desmond Mason, Vince Carter, Steve Francis. You don't see none of that stuff no more.
Stephon.
Everybody, thank you. Everybody wants to shoot threes.
That go hard as that.
Oh, man, yeah, he go in, man. Even my Spurs, they live and die by that 3-pointer, man. I'm telling you, and it is just not. It's just soft and Drew to the game. I'm gonna wrap it up. Drew to the game is a coach in youth sports, and I agree with. Let me put his comment back up if I can find it. There you go. He said, "Old school culture is on life support at all levels, from youth to the pros." And it's true, because I coach basketball and I coach today. I had a game today. I got 2 teams. I got 11 and 12, and I got 13 and 14. And my 11 and 12s is good. They trying to feel themselves. But my 13 and 14, my center named Nick. Okay, Nick likes to shoot. No, bro, you the tallest guy on the team. You're going to get down there and battle. Coach, I don't know if I can do it, Coach. Yes, you can. You're going to do it. You're going to do it. Back to the basket, hand up, call, bang, bang, score. And that's what we was doing in practice. Hand up, catch the ball, footwork, bang, bang, score. Like, no, you 6'3", 6'4" as a kid, y'all. He's a center.
Yeah, I get
you know what I'm saying? But you want to shoot. You want to shoot 3-pointers.
Yeah,
and
you got to
play word. He the tallest guy on the team, bro. And he is. I love Nick, man, but he's soft. He can't get no. We got out rebounded today. We lost by 8 points. We were shot. We were short-handed. But it's just the fact that these kids now, their mentality, all they want to do is shoot the ball. They want to shoot the ball, man. I said this before, and I'm gonna shut up. It's Elijah. Elijah, he was my leading scorer for the past couple of years, man. And he came down one time, and boy, he came down. And he shot a half-court 3-pointer. I mean, he bricked it. I said, "Come here." I did that finger. Y'all know how that finger is. When you see that finger, when somebody say, "Come here," my mama used to do that. But when she said, "Do this here," you already know she's gonna go from this to that.
Yep.
That was the motion. From this to that. This, and that's how I felt. Man, I said, "Come here." I said, "Don't you ever shoot that again. Don't you ever shoot that again. This ain't 2K. You don't throw up no 3-pointers like that. No. We play fundamental basketball. No, we're not going to do that. That's not going to get you to the pros. That may get you an ESPN highlight, but it's not going to get you to the pros, man. It's not going to make – coaches ain't looking for that. That's not going to make you a team. But just shut up. NBA is forget about football. I know Mark hit the football. Baseball is baseball. It's the same old hit and run, whatever. But basketball, man, the old school is definitely gone from it. It is gone. And what I mean is gone is the post game and the toughness and the mentality. You know, just like Q talking about the swapping the jerseys. I'm trying to kill you, bro. Like we on the court, we gonna dap it up outside in the parking lot. But when we get on that court, bro, I'm trying to kill you. That's just what it is. I'm going at you, bro. That's the mentality that's gone. Shut up, host. Okay, go ahead, Rob.
Okay, I appreciate that, host. Your input, your insight on the NBA as far as the old school being perished in the league. Now, I'm definitely want to hear the insight from this brother here, because he is the old school. He is the old school mentality when it comes to the real sports. This is the brother here. Yes. Ain't no jersey swapping in his face. We not having that.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear what this brother got to say right now.
Come on, Q.
So I assume you're talking about me. Okay. Man, we talk about this most of the time on the podcast about the old school and the new school of sports. And I was raised old school. I raised my children old school. I mean, I know nothing but old school. But a lot of times I ask y'all sometimes that, I want to meet y'all halfway with my old school to meet y'all new school to get a better understanding how things are today, because I can never change. I can remember times in sports when me and my brothers used to watch football, and our famous saying when I was little, we used to get together, and before there used to be CBS Sports then, that was the only team that would televise professional football with Earl Cross and the boys back in the day. And we should always say, our famous saying was like, who gonna get hurt today?
Get hurt today. Yep.
We used to always, because somebody was, that's when the ambulance used to come out on the field and get you. So somebody was always getting stretched out. And what really made me fall in love with football was this one particular player I used to watch every Sunday after church with my grandma, and it was Doug Williams. He played when he got drafted for Tampa Bay in 1979. That was the first black quarterback I've ever seen. And the way he played quarterback was amazing for me as a 9-year-old boy. I watched him on a 13-inch black and white TV. You don't know nothing about that, but so I used to watch
with the rabbit ears, bro.
And so I used to watch this man, how he used to stand in the pocket. He used to remind me of the Statue of Liberty. He stood there just like that, and he was the most accurate thrower I ever seen. And he was a black man. I was like, I didn't know that much about college football, nothing like that. But I just knew I said, where did he come from? Like, this dude right here is just a mountain of a man and can throw. And but I started to do his history, learn more about him and stuff. And he didn't have no running water till he was about 14. And so he used to have to carry the weights out the house in buckets in both arms. And so that what made his arms strong and things like that. And went on to Grambling and with the late great Eddie Robinson as a coach, and became the productive player he is today. And old school sports back then, a lot of athletes, that was their meal ticket, man. That was their way out. A lot of them were poor. A lot of them couldn't really pay for uniforms. I remember they used to put big white T-shirts on them and take a magic marker and mark numbers on them, on the T-shirt.
Oh shit!
I remember that. I remember at the YMCA. Yep, they couldn't afford to buy jerseys for the kids, so that's what they would do. They just had equipment that would lend it down from somewhere and just get them buy big white T-shirts that would fit over the pads and take markers and mark numbers on them when they playing football. But the kids didn't care, man, because they wanted to play. versus now, you just got too much. You got a lot of technology involved. A lot of athletes just don't concentrate on football. They do. You got Facebook, you got podcasts, you got all kinds of things now that they don't really think of football as a meal ticket, as just something to do or something that I'm good at. Versus those back in the day, and so they put their heart and soul into it. Really their heart and soul. I'm not saying the players are not today, but it's entirely different. Old school culture in sports, they really wanted to be the best at their craft.
Mm-hmm.
They really wanted to show, they didn't have these type of distractions like they did now. Like I said, a lot of them grew up poor, and so that was their only way out. Is to make it in the big league and be good at what you did, and and to really put your family in a good situation. A lot of them grew up watching Good Times, which is a famous TV show. Along the black culture, there are a lot of black people could relate to that. And and it was a rough time during those 60s and 70s, and young black men had rough times dealing with the things we was going through at that time, and also finding work and to provide for your families. A lot of things were rough. So when they went to sports, that was a way of them, to a way of getting out, a way of making it to the top. Versus now, you got the NILs and all this stuff they got going on, all the pacifying, all you throwing the arms around them. And a lot of coaches back then was father figures.
Yeah.
It was father figures to a y'all young black men, and
Facts, Drew.
It's entirely it really has. Old school has got pushed out the way. To me, in sports, we still love this game. And we're going to watch it, basketball, football, and baseball. We're not going to stop. That's what we like to do. But we can see a entirely different change. I kind of wish it would go back, but we can't. But that's just how time is. We have gotten softer. We have gotten a lot of women looking at sports now, especially with football. We know that's a gladiator sports. Things have changed because a lot of women and children went to the game and seen a lot of gruesome hits and players laid out on the field and now we come up with the pup tent and all this or the blue tent now, and you put them on the blue tent. We always as old as players and former athletes and players guys that watch the game, we know what you're doing under that tent, but that back then they did it in front of your face. But so now it's just to me, we just as we watch it, we just kind of like our vision just kind of work around that, we just want to see some good quality sports going on, but the swapping of the jersey, I just don't understand that to the likes of me. I just can't understand how someone beats you in a game and you take that defeat as just I want to swap jerseys with you and take pictures with you, and you're not. It's not competing. It's not being a competitor. This man just beat you. You ought to go home, take your shower, get your sandwich, go to sleep, and think about this man till the next day you see him. That's the real competitor.
Damn right.
Walk straight into the locker room. What I'm saying? Don't be doing no swapping the jersey. I don't understand that. Especially your star player. I know Justin Jefferson, he does and everything. I just don't believe in it. So these things that we see now are prevalent in sports. Now the new generation of sports, it has gotten softer. The old school culture is being missed, is being diminished. I don't know if anything that they do out there is still old school. We got a lot of new school coaches out there. Coaches don't last long like new school coaches like Joe Gibbs and Tom Landry, 10 plus years and stuff like that. We don't see coaches. They give them 3 years tops now. If you don't last 3 years, you're out of here.
You're out of here. Right.
Yeah, so we don't they don't even dress professionally like the old school coaches that had the ties and the trench coats and on the sidelines now. They changed all that, and so things. I just think that I think they were better because it was more like, like father, like you looked at those coaches like father figures. But now, he just coach, and so these players now, the distractions. I don't believe in players that currently playing should be on podcasts. I don't believe in that. I think you should be concentrating. You should be at home on Saturday night on your clicker. Or during the week on your clicker, working on your craft. And so that's why we can tell the greats from the greats. We can tell those who get on that level and other players can't get on because, the things they do off the field because they had that old school culture. But it really has perished. I don't think we'll ever see the old school culture come back, especially in the NBA basketball host. I know you hate to hear that, and you try to be an advocate of that. The old school basketball coming back, especially down the ball down in the painted area and all that. No, that's just a thing of the past. I just think that this is the type of basketball that we're going to see here on out. I don't like. I talked to you the other day. I noticed in basketball that when the shot goes, and Rock, you can kind of chime on this too. When the shot goes down up under 10 seconds, they do a lot of kick around on the 3-pointer. The ball kicks. And then even when they kick to the last man, and then they kick back to the man that gave it to him, and then they shoot a 3-pointer and they hit. But if I see you throughout the game and you just hanging around the 3-pointers, and I'm looking at like, that's all you do? I'm sure you got to the NBA more than just shooting 3-pointers. Can you drive to the basketball? Okay, and all of them do it in all games. That ball kicks around that 3-pointer. Everybody basically just hangs around there. Don't nobody want to play in the paint no more. Don't nobody want to drive the ball no more. Okay, it's still from the paint. Now nobody want to drive the ball. A lot of these players now, if it wasn't for the 3-pointer, they would be irrelevant. I promise you they would. And that's another direction that the NBA that you see that is getting softer, that we see in sports.
The paint presence. That's true. That's true. No, you're right. It's the paint presence. The paint presence has gotten softer in the NBA, and it's crazy because I will say this: some Nikola Jokic and Wembanyama and Giannis Antetokounmpo, their best games in the league is when they've got more field goals in the paint. Some of their best games in the league, stat wise, points wise, they took fewer shots from the 3 and had more half percentage field goals in the paint. When Jokic drops 40 or 38, 30 plus, and he still has some triple doubles, he's getting the triple doubles and them rebounds off of eating in the paint, and instead of moving outside to shoot threes. So I get what you're saying. In the NBA, the paint presence it's gone throughout the regular season because that's how they selling tickets. But if you look at it in the playoffs, the paint presence is more of in the playoffs because you have to play that style. That style of play is because you get 4 games against that same opponent. If your opponent see you in game 1 and you taking nothing but threes, game 2 they're gonna let you take it because they're gonna say it's a high risk, high reward. The high risk is you taking all them threes. The high reward, you may make them, but the risk is you may miss them joints too. And if you miss them, we coming back on the other end getting. That's how you be seeing teams getting on the fast break points, getting outbeat 41 to maybe like 17 on fast break points because the team that maybe took 33s and only made like 13 of them, or took 40 and made 10. Whereas though that if they'd have just honed into their craft as far as like, because now in the NBA they make this like a mid-range shot.
Yes,
one of the hardest shots in the league.
Yes,
mid-range is actually one of the easiest shots in the league, and it's the more high percentage shot in the league. But they don't want these guys taking high percentage shots. They want them to take the high risk shot, which is shooting the 3, shooting the 3.
So these guys that you just named, those 3 guys that you just named, they all 3 got one thing in common, and to me, they have guard mentality.
Yes.
They have that. No matter how much you pull them down there, they're going to gravitate back to that outside. No, it's really pointless. it's really pointless. That's what they're going to do. And then I think that as the generations come on, as these young kids get taller and taller, these are the guys they emulate and they see, and they're going to, and it's going to be passed on. Don't nobody want to play down there no more like that, And so
that's playing into the defensive hands for real. They making it easy on the defense. Like and the host of this not no shot at your Spurs. I know y'all battling. Last game, and we can move on to Postman after this. Last game, they didn't get a ball of Wemby in they last 8 drives of that game in their possessions that they had. I don't think it's one point where Wemby got the ball in the paint. He got the ball at the top of the key or in the free throw line and took a free throw, like a mid range from the free throw. But I don't think he had any paint possessions where he got the ball down in the paint and that comeback win for the Knicks. And they played right in their hands too.
They played right in their hands.
But one thing about it, when Wemby comes out there to get the ball from the guard, I'll be trying to figure out, now where's the guard supposed to go? I thought you were supposed to be down there. I'm like, if I'm playing point, I'm like, well, what you come out and get the ball from me for? Where I'm supposed to go? I'm supposed to
who get the rebound?
I'm supposed to go down there when you left. But
that's probably how Jamal Murray feels, and that's probably how any point guard that played with Giannis feels. Yeah. If I'm the guard and I'm supposed to be the facilitator, and I got to get you to rock to facilitate our offense, how am I going? I'm the one that's supposed to be the lead. My job was always the point guard was the leader, but the floor general per se. But now we're gonna put it on. We're gonna move on to one of our next floor generals,
the government,
Chi-Town's finest.
The government.
Hear what this brother got to say, and then we can wrap things up with the last topic.
Couple subtopics real fast. First, if I got to say so myself, so we can clear it up, I might be the government stepchild, so I ain't the government at all. We don't get nothing that real government workers get. I'm under the branch, but I'm somebody's stepkid in the background. So don't be giving them props like we are. I'm something like the government. Second, I'm glad that Mike had that clicker and that playbook in the casino, the golf court. Oh, wait, he didn't. Stop with the narrative that you got to be 24/7 to your craft to be the greatest, because that don't happen in nobody's life. All work and no play is imbalanced, and I've been a therapist for 17 years before we started doing anything out in these public streets walking. So the notion that all work is what you need to do is preposterous in any capacity. I don't care how good you want to be, because you don't tell me Mike played 18 holes and he was buried in his playbook. He didn't care about the triangle when he was out there gambling all night. But he understood that work means you dedicated to work when you at work, and be dedicated to understanding what you need to do to be prepared for work. I won't ever miss any misnomer. So when you don't prepare yourself and come prepared on the court, on the field, on the pitch, I have heat for you for not being in your playbook or whatever other tropes we want to go about narrating. But in every walk of life, if you do what you're supposed to do, I'm not going to try to micromanage and say that because I carry mail. Am I supposed to dedicate my life to mail all damn day, or can I take a break away from mail and realize that tomorrow when I punch in at 8, I'm ready to carry mail and do it at a high level? So we don't got to do this. You shouldn't have a podcast. You didn't have no podcast because you listened to the game on the radio when you first started. And I'm being comical in it, but I get to be what I call the great equalizer in this way. I was born in 81. In some metrics of the world, they have a calendar that puts me in the last realm of Generation X. And on some, they put me being the first of the millennials. So either I'm an old millennial to some people, I'm a baby Gen Xer to others. So I'm smack dab, just like in my family dynamic with siblings, I'm in the middle. I can see my big sister's viewpoint, and I can see my baby sister's viewpoint. So Q, while I understand the barbarian thoughts that you think about with the old school game, a guy who I champion as being a bull and a wonderful guy, this guy named Derrick Rose tore his ACL, and people tore him apart because he said, and I quote, I want to be able to walk to my son's graduation. How foolish are you? How dare you want to walk to your son's graduation? You fool. Oh, he's not a fool. He's self-preserving because the first rule of life is self-preservation. So the notion that culture or sport has perished in the way in which we see it, yes, because gladiators used to fight to the death. I ain't doing that. It ain't never happening. So we already got softer through everything. We started our whole show off in those late, probably from the genesis of this conversation with soft and eras. My era is not your era. It's not his era. It's not their era. So as far as the culture is going to be what they know it to be, because in 60 years, what we know as culture won't even be. It will be their culture. Because far be it for me to want to see somebody get cleared out or punched in the throat coming down the paint, and I want to bring that back. That's crazy. I saw Rudy Tomjanovich get decked. I saw Kevin McHale and them throwing blows, and nobody get a technical. That's wild. That's barbarian behavior. But it was allowed in the 80s, and I love the defense. No, the Jordan rules was out there because they was clearing Mike out. I love a lot of things about it, and what we try to do often in life is get away from balance. We want to be hyperbolic and so extreme on either side of the pendulum. And I know it's not a popular opinion to straddle the fence, as people say. But balance is what the scales are supposed to be built for, not to be heavily weighed to one side. So while I do want you to get your ass knocked down as a quarterback, and me not to, if I'll lay my body weight on you, that it's a foul. I don't want that. But at the same time, I don't want you to be able to slap my the ear hole of my helmet, and give me a concussion, Deacon Jones, because that has long-term ramifications like CTE. I was a therapist for 17 years. So we're going to disregard their bodies as humans. I'm a human first. Damn your body. I want to see you have car crashes for 60 minutes on a football field. That's foolish of me and selfish of me. I understand I want entertainment, but God, dog, where's the line in me wanting you to get your whole deck rearranged for my entertainment value? No. These days, you don't pay somebody. Johnny Unitas had to go lay floors after he played football. They really played. Mike had a love of the game clause in his contract. These days, when they build your contract out, they tell you specifically what you cannot do. You know why? Because you are property of. You are an asset. You are not out here for $300,000 for 7 years, sir. You out here for $500 million, Mr. Mahomes. So I need you not to ride that snowmobile, because I'm giving you $500, and I need to see you on this field, because we are all in bed with the gamblers. And for $300 billion, somebody want to see you on Netflix on Christmas Day. So I need you to understand that as much as I want the barbarianisms to come down, I need a healthy balance to realize that, bruh, I got to go to work too. So I'm gonna give you an example. I used to go home, born and raised Chicago. Thanksgiving, we had a tradition to play football. I still got my cleats. I still got all that stuff. You know what we didn't have? Pads, bruh. So you know what? Even if I had it, I'm too old to be doing that now. This ain't that. The tradition can be bestowed upon the next generation, and I can go out there and critique you for being soft, but realize that they're not even thinking about playing no football in the middle of the street. The mentality ain't even there from day one. AAU is a pay-for-play now. They used to be meritocracy. You had to earn your right to be an AAU guy. Nick Irvin, when you play ABCD camp or Nike, that's because you was the creme de la creme. Now it's because you paid for it. And we wanted people to get out of the hood. Well, Caden Boozer and Cameron Boozer are out of the hood because Carlos is. And so I can't rail against Dylan Harper being softened and then modernized as I want to do it, so he ain't disrespectful in it. His daddy got amenities that he didn't have when he went to Cincinnati of Ohio. His daddy didn't have creature comforts like that. Scotty went to Central Arkansas, was the water boy. His kids ain't got to live like that. His thoughts ain't my thoughts when it comes to that. So the notion that we got to do it the exact same way is foolish. We don't prune for the sake of pruning, but we do prune foolish practices. And if it's not prudent to have my best players on the field for 17 games because you, fan, want to see 17 games, you pay for 17 games, you're buying jerseys for 17 games, well, I need you don't want to go see the game. Load management, you get bored when LeBron say he want to sit down. So guess what? So if I want my football to be barbaric, it's a possibility that Patrick might be sitting down for a couple of weeks or a couple seasons because Jim McMahon was never the damn same after the Packers took him out top and bottom because that was how the game was played, and the punky QB was a concussed QB for the rest of his duration.
I agree with that.
And so if we want to understand that there is a delicate balance to barbarianism, to the old school metrics, look, the game is chess. And these days, analytics say shooting threes have a better probability of you scoring more points than not. So as much as I like 81 to 89, the media then paid for 121 to 113. How do you get there? By shooting threes and calling fouls on flops. Because you've been modernized by European sport because Mike, and this is where Mike is the detriment. Mike used the influence of European culture as far as sport. They wanted to play. Tony Kukoc, all of them started to gravitate over here because of you. Fast forward to soccer and all of the things, the mannerisms, the flopping. You get a lot of European players that come over here. They grew up watching soccer. They know how to get favorable calls from referees based on this flop that we call it. Now, granted, it's not much of a flop in soccer because you're running 24 miles an hour. Somebody trip you. Most times it ain't going to feel as good as we think it looks. But the optics go along with them doing what is needed to be done to get the job done. And I ask you, if you are in a pencil fight and somebody brings a pen and nobody says, hey, you got to get that pen out of here, man. It's all pencils. Naturally, is it not natural that people will start bringing pens to this fight now? So in all sport, if the air raid, Air Coryell was a single entity when we talked about offense in the NFL. He was a marvel because nobody's seen it. The greatest show on turf was that because defense ruled the day. Now, we need Ben Johnson. We need Kevin O'Connell. We need Kyle Shanahan. We don't need the defensive or ambiguous coaches. We need offensive guys, young minds, because they're getting rid of 3 yards in a cloud of dust. I want explosive plays. My team led the league in explosive plays last year and explosive air yards and all these other nonsense metrics they come up with. So the game itself needs you to have these things. I play fantasy sports. These metrics and all these other things need to be kept, and people need jobs, and these are the ways in which they're going to merit it, because when we was at baseball games back in my day, the scorebook was something you took pride in the score sheet. You wanted to go ahead and watch 3, 4, 6 or whatever. You wanted to write that down. They don't even give you none of that no more because the game itself is not entertaining to the young crowd. And so David Stern, a lawyer, saw that basketball had to go beyond what we wanted to see as basketball authenticities. We had to get rid of just the singular game or for the love of the game and realize that the game is married to a partner, and that partner needs something too. And so while I want all what I want, I'm sitting in front of this screen right now. When I get off of this thing right here, we got to go in the back. Baby, what do you need? Because for 2.5 hours, you've been afterthought. You ain't been here. Well, we need some balance in the house. I can't just be like, because I got the most money, so boom, boom, boom. No. Will I have the times when I get to rule the roost or call the final play? That may be more often than not, but you can't disregard the fact that this big man that's 6'3" and he's a center for you, he's going to be a guard one day. And so right now, he might not grow no more. He might be as tall as he going to be. I don't want to stunt this opportunity that he going to have because, unfortunately for me, as much as I want his hand to the back of the basket, because I got little man syndrome. I think I'm a power forward. I play 2K. All my bills are big. I ain't got no little guy because I want to be that. If I don't get 20 rebounds, I failed. That's how I feel. But nobody came to the game and watched rebounds. But I love Rodman. So what? The game ain't dictating that. Policy is dictated by what people pay for, supply and demand. And these days, people pay to see quarterbacks on the field. So you damn sure better not touch them. That red jersey is going to be there, and you got to expect that. Now, what I don't want to see is we went too far into that. Like you say, you can't lay on them no more. But to think that the game's not going to evolve, it was a time when they worked in the coal mines. You know what black lung is? Mm-hmm. They can pass out. They had long-term ramifications to their health, narcoleptic behaviors and everything else while they driving because they didn't have safety precautions because they was being rough, rugged men. Ignorance is not bliss. when you can get education. And so if you got education to say, don't play. Now, I don't want you to go too far extreme and start taking these rest load management things because we understand they don't work. And so you can't make you too soft because pitchers don't pitch 300 innings no more. They way too soft because you have calcified them in that way. We raised them to be that way. At the same time, my 300 innings, we talk about Babe Ruth. Two-way football in the 30s was a common thing. That's not what you grew up watching for, in totality. Is it Q? You didn't see everybody playing two-way. But when Papa Bear was out there coaching, them boys was playing both ways. The game had to be safer. It evolved. It didn't take away everything. It gave you what you needed and some of the things you wanted. And that's what we think in the microwave society is why we get the 3-year coaches. You don't get to build anything because I need results or you out of here because everything's instantaneous. Mm-hmm. And so as much as I don't like it, the way business works is if you don't produce, you're gone. So how do I be able to then tap into what's going on right now to be the best version of myself? Because technology is coming along at a rapid pace. It's going to take somebody's job. Somebody got to be the person to say, how am I going to not let technology take my job? And so the culture, your job as the elder statesman is to grab that clipboard, be that coach and say, hey, look, 6'3", you're going to play 40 of this 40 minutes we play, you're going to play 29 minutes of that. Give me what I need. I need back to the basket. I need defensive intensity. I need you to have awareness because, bro, you might grow to be 7 foot, and I still want you to realize that Wemby, while he can shoot threes, can have 7 blocks in a game and 17 rebounds because he understands that part of the game as well. So I won't rail on the guys for being diverse. What I will get on you for not understanding is back in my day, like you say, coach would have told you come sit down if you was doing too much. And these days, we got no testicular fortitude to say, hey, come sit next to me. Because Shaq knew that he can dribble a little bit, but if you got too loose with that thing, you going to come sit with me, bro, because you are 7'3". I'm going to give you your all-star moments. I'm going to let you have fun because the game needs to be broken up as far as monotony goes in my estimation. That's why I say my balance of being the young old head kind of work out. But make no mistake, I can't have my kid go get all A's and they can't go to the movies. I got to let you go to the movies. You earn that. If I'm dictating policy and telling you what you need to do, what do you get back in return so that I continuously get this behavior from you? So if I want 6'3" to give me, hey, I need 8 rebounds before you shoot a 3. I need 8 rebounds, big man, before you shoot a 3. You know what? Maybe he may be too overzealous in the first 2 quarters and give me 8 rebounds. I can keep that carrot dangled. But he gonna give me what I need before you get what you want. Because you get what you want out of what you need. Responsibilities and requirements. You meet the requirement, you meet the responsibility, the recreation is yours. I'm gonna cut it at that. That's how you go.
That's right.
It's gonna evolve. It won't ever be the same. It's always gonna be softer, and soft ain't a bad thing. It's evolved, it's modernized. We use soft and we take it to be ad hominem because we are really using it in that way. I'm softer than my granddaddy. I've admitted that. I'm no less of a man. I'm a different one. And so the way in which we go about it, because we ain't used to seeing it, it's in a critical aspect as opposed to understanding that modern is going to be different. I'm not going to do it the way you did. You 13 years older than me, Q. You like, and when we talk about it, you grew up in a time where Doug Williams was the guy you loved. Well, I'm gonna give you a little backstory because I'm a Bears fan. In 1977, I know he wasn't a first round pick and he didn't go to a HBCU, but Vince Evans is the first black quarterback to get drafted into the NFL in 77 by the Bears in the 6th round. So we ain't gonna gloss past that guy. They played in 79 against each other. So Doug got drafted first in the first round, but the first one wore that C on his helmet. Well, I'll get back to it. What I'm saying is the way in which you see it, I see a lot of the desire or the want to win. Like you said, they get out the mud. A pair of basketball shoes, you can go out there plenty of your good shoes. These days they can. Mm-hmm. Ain't no good shoes. They don't know what good shoes is. Okay. And so the thought that they're gonna do it the way we did it is seemingly nonsense. But what we do and have to do as the elder, I think, is to be able to give them, and I'm in a fraternity. When you learn the step in a very tactical way, much like you learn to play. Once you learn the step, then and only then, and you have demonstrated that you have mastered learning the step, can you start to add your own sauce or put some stank on it. So that's the fun for me. You see what I'm saying? That's the threes. Once I learned the step, once I got in my dean and got the book together, once you know your history and know what these guys are doing it for, now you can go out there and get the stuff to get the girls. Now you can throw these frat parties and everything. But brotherhood, scholarship, and service is first and foremost, and that will not be forgotten in my organization. You will not trivialize that because we party, we make chants, we do step shows. That's all fluff. That's all fun. What do you do to earn the funds to have that party, to get those apparels? You a business first, sir. You an organization first, my brother. And I need you to understand that part. Yes, my founders didn't have no handshake, didn't have no hand sign, didn't make no frat calls. I have all of those things. I'm endeared to them. I embrace them. That's not to say that I'm any less than them, but for me to forget what they started it for is where we lose sight of it. And so the principles, the basics, the fundamentals should never be perished. They should never dissipate, and we should always hold those to be true. But the way in which we see it, radio was radio before. We got 4K TVs you can talk to until what channel will come on now. I can't want everything to be the way it was for me because that's the way I know it. I have to adapt to the way the world is because I'm a shepherd for somebody. I got a granddaughter that'll be 2 this year. I want her to understand that problem solving is the epitome of life. Problems going to rise. Right. The pyramids were built by somebody who didn't have the technology that we do. Yep. Nobody criticized them. Nobody said we soft because they use cranes now. They had a crane system too. We modernized it, revolutionized. You reinvented the wheel, but you know less soft because your wheel rubber, not concrete. But I digress. I'll leave it
there. Right. Mark, you still there, Mark?
Yeah, man. I'm still here.
Okay. I can't see you. That's cool.
Yeah, man. I'm still here. I'm having Wi-Fi issues, so I'm having to stay off camera, but I'm still
here. Okay, brother. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Well,
I'm sorry.
Like I said, brother Postman gave us let's say
I won't say government.
Spiritual and biblical. He put it down on that last one, you know. And this last topic here, we're gonna, give it. That's because we're gonna wrap it up. We'll give everybody a good 30 seconds to say they best NBA Finals matchup. It can be from past, present, whatever. And you explain, give a small reason of why that's your favorite NBA matchup, so we can wrap it up. Everybody can end up going get some dinner, doing what they need to do, and enjoy the rest of the Saturday night. And got the game on and whatnot. So I'm gonna start first. My favorite NBA Finals matchup of all time, I will have to go with. I would say the 20. It was the actual 2010. NBA Finals, Boston versus Celtics. Even though we lost that finals that year, that finals game went to 7, and that was the last time we actually played the Los Angeles Lakers in the NBA Finals. And LeBron been to Los Angeles, Boston been to the NBA Finals twice, and still the team still haven't met in the illustrious NBA Finals matchup. And that series went 7. So it put a wrap on how things progress regarding to that Lakers Celtics dynasty and whatnot. And the best thing I will say about it is that Kobe, being the cerebral assassin that he was at that time, he didn't have the best game as far as particular wise and stat wise, but he did bring something else to the table. He went out there and got rebounds, as we stated in our last topic, as far as with the mentality and things of that nature. And it was a big difference for him, because that was one of the things that he set out to do. He didn't like losing to us in 2008. So in 2010, he was on a mission. And I just hope that we can see one of those matchups in the future as far as with how with Los Angeles and Boston. But I don't know. I don't think we might see another Boston Los Angeles series. I think 2010 was the last time both those teams will meet in the NBA Finals. So that's why that's one of my favorite NBA Final matchups of all time, because I believe it ended a Finals matchup dynasty. I'm going to move on. 30. Get this. Go and hear what Mark has to say. Your best Finals NBA matchup, brother.
My best one.
Yeah, your favorite. What are your favorite NBA Finals matchups? It could be more than one. I chose one particular, but if you have more than one in mind, you can state that if you would like.
Well, if I'm being honest, my favorite Finals matchup hasn't happened yet because I'm eagerly waiting to see my Hornets in the Finals. And that's like not even trying to be like funny, but like real talk. Like I'm genuinely like that's the Finals matchup I'm most excited for. I want to see my team finally have a chance at being never been past the second round ever as a franchise. So that's the one I'm looking forward to. But out of the ones that I've seen.
The Hornets, bro.
Hey man, he asked me the question.
I dig it being a Zags fan.
Honestly.
Yeah, I'm just jagging, bro. I'm just messing with you.
But out of the ones that I have seen with my own two eyes, I think back to the insanity that was the 2016 Finals with Cleveland and Golden State. Just being able to witness a sports city like Cleveland, who hadn't won anything, finally win one, that was pretty sick. So. If I can't go with my original answer, I'll go with the 2016 with Golden State and Cleveland.
Said Charlotte Hornets don't. Nah, I was just messing with ball.
Okay, I understand that. That was a great Finals matchup. No one's seen Cleveland coming back from 3-1. I'll bet some of the antics that LeBron James did. He ain't had to snitch on Draymond Green and whatnot, but we understand what he had to do to keep the Finals going. The LeBron James of it all. But we're gonna move on to Mr. Q-Dogg here. What do you got to say as far as his favorite Finals matchup of all time?
My favorite NBA Finals matchup of all time is really a series of them. Is during the decade of the 80s when the Lakers played the Boston Celtics, because it was just a crazy how things went far as characterized. You want to say the Lakers being coached by, the Lakers having a white coach and a black team, and the Celtics had a black coach and a white team, and both of their benches was good. And so then you had two of the star players that came in and basically saved the NBA when they came out in '79, when they played in the '79 championship. And so them to go through that era, that when they played in those finals, I think it was maybe 3 of them in that decade. It might have been 4, but I think it's 3 of them in that decade. And so you got a all-star performance in the final games, because it's not like star players. You wonder if who bench gonna show up. Both benches showed up. So that was entertainment finals to me that I ever seen, like on both sides. You know what I'm saying? Like a balance on both sides. You couldn't really say who was the more dominant team or who was the best, because they were balanced from the head coach all the way down to the bench players. I never really seen nothing like that. You can say that you get finals games. You can say another team is good, but the other team is bench better, or the other team coach is better, or this and that. They were straight from head coach all the way down to the bench. They was equal on both sides, and that was amazing to see that. So the Celtics and the Lakers during the 80s of the NBA Finals, how many times they played in the 80s. That was my best finals matchup.
Okay, I appreciate that. That shout out to our illustrious rivalry fars with the Boston Celtics and the Los Angeles Lakers. If I'm correct, I believe they did play 3 times.
It was 3 or 4.
The 2 times, I think the Lakers won 2 out of those 3 that they played.
I think the Lakers did a back-to-back 85-80. What was it? 85-80. They won 85. Celtics won 84, 85, Lakers won 86, back to back. I think it's something like that.
Yeah.
Then the Pistons came along with 88, 89. Yeah, okay.
The steal and then layup with it. Then it's Johnson and then Magic hit the hook shot. That's what got the Magic over. Because y'all coach Pat Riley uttered the words F Boston, and that's where y'all mentality came into beating them years after. But okay, I appreciate that. That's a good intellect on that one. Host, you got anything you want to chime in on your favorite NBA matchup of all time?
Damn right I do. Okay. Damn right I do. But we on borrowed time here. Let's go. 1998, ladies and gentlemen. 1998. That was the cap off of Michael Jordan's three-peat, and that is the best to me. That is the best, bro. You don't get no better than that. That used to be when I was hooping. That used to be one of my go-to VHS. Go to the 2001 All-Star game and the 1998. And I'm probably going to watch the shit part tomorrow because every now and then I watch it again and just, oh man, I hated the Utah Jazz still to this day. Supreme, what up? What up, Supreme? Supreme, what's up with you? What's up, 3 a.m.? What's up with you, bro? 3 a.m. is in the building. What up? 3 a.m. But yeah, 98, man. Like I said, man, Michael Jordan, he was 35 years of age. And I hated the Utah Jazz. Stockton Malone, Q said that they was the best 1-2 combination, and I can agree with that, but I still hated them. I did not like I hated Utah. For some reason, man, Utah seemed like a racist just setting for me. I hated the Delta Center. I hated everything about that shit. I just hated Jerry Sloan. I hated Greg Ostertag, Adam Keefe. I hated them, bro. I cannot stand
like Bernie Madoff with Don't Be a Menace.
I can't stand them, bro. Howard Isley, Antoine Carr, Brian Russell.
I remember him. Howard
Hell yeah. Jeff Hornacek, Chris Morris, Shannon Anderson. Who else? God damn it. I hated the whole squad. I hated Utah. I hated them. I hate it when, if you watch it now, if you look at it, it was on NBC. And every commercial, you see Karl Malone hit a jump shot, and you got Antoine Carr over there celebrating like this. Yeah, I hated Utah. I hated Utah. And for the Bulls for the Bulls to win, man, that was great. And it's just a beautiful thing seeing Michael Jordan hit that last shot and the camera behind him, and he posing, and Bob Costas, who was on the play-by-play, he said, could this be the last shot Michael Jordan ever take? And as he say that, bro, it feels so hurtful because it's like, damn, we ain't gonna never see nobody like this good. And then, long Kobe Bryant. But at that time, watching that, it's like, damn, man, Michael Jordan about to leave, bro. I felt sad, bro, but it was like, damn, who gonna save us from Utah, man? Because Utah was a goddamn, but luckily Utah went down right after that, man. But 98 was, yeah, hell yeah. And 98 was, I really like 98 from 96 to 98, but definitely 98. Dennis Rodman, Scottie Pippen, Tony Kukoc, all of them was, they was over the hill, man. But to see them win that, man, and the competition level was so high because Utah wasn't no pushovers. They went to Chicago and they won 2 games, man. So they won 1 game. I'm sorry, in Chicago. Some of this, the Bulls, they didn't lose in Chicago. And man, it was just great, man. I might go and watch it tomorrow or something like that, man. Every now and then I'll watch it. I always have my nostalgia moments, and that right there, the 1998 NBA Finals is the greatest for me. The greatest.
Okay, host. I see you there. 1998 NBA Finals.
Yes,
Tell you what I was doing in 1998. I was at the Great American Bash in Baltimore.
Oh, snap!
We watched the ending of the NBA Finals because remember Dennis Rodman was doing this thing with WCW.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's kind of crazy. I got to meet Hulk Hogan that same night, and it was pretty funny.
That's dope as hell.
The crazy thing about it, watching it at the hotel where all the wrestlers was watching the ending of the NBA Finals. It was a surreal moment, and Jordan putting up the 6.
Yeah. That's like that's off the chain,
that was a surreal moment for him.
Yeah, bro.
And I would say that's probably going to go down. I would say the Kyrie Irving shot against Golden State in that 3-1 in that game 7 against Golden State that helped Cleveland come back, and MJ's shot against Byron Russell will probably go down as, I would say, one of the greatest shots in NBA Finals, history, because it actually propelled the team to winning the championship. It didn't go to overtime. It didn't. The game was a wrap when it happened.
Game 6, that was it.
Yeah, and I think that year Utah had the best record in the league.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
Because that was the 2-3-2 format. So them last 2 games, if Utah would have won, the game would have been in Utah for Game 7.
I hate Utah, bro.
But unless we going wrap things up,
Adam Keefe
with our special guest of the evening.
Got the mascot in the background. What's the dog name?
Your favorite NBA Finals moment, Mr. Postman.
This is my little buddy Cash, man. That's my dude.
Cash
with a K. Don't worry about it. Anyhow,
all right. Like the grocery store, Cash and Care.
Y'all keep talking about this. What I call the worst finals I ever seen in 2016. As you don't know, if you don't, I live in Cleveland. I'm probably gonna perish in this city. I like to be an antagonist of them, and I was up 3-1. People was trying to give me my money for bets. It was other bets that had to be cashed out on, and people were trying to pay me for. And if I didn't watch the same collapse that then worked out for my Cubs the same year, absolutely hurt my feelings. But it gave me hope that my Cubs can come back from being 3-1. So it was the worst finals I ever seen. But you just talked about Host. You talked about Mike losing at home.
Yes, sir.
Against Phoenix, bruh. The only time I had any doubt about it going to 7 was against Phoenix, because they came in game 1, spanked us and did it handily and made me nervous, because
that's very true.
All 6 of my championships were the best ones for me, because dead ass after the first one, I really didn't expect to lose in the finals. And by the time we got to 96, I didn't expect no game 7. And so like the sense of where we was gonna do it, if he's gonna do it at home, was the sentiment for all of these things. So we wanted to be downtown in Grant Park the night that everything popped. And so every one of them. Now 92 was the best because Mike wasn't known as a 3-point shooter. Yeah. And they hit 6 threes in the half and give you the shrug was the you can stick it. What people talk about, I can't shoot. I can shoot threes if I need to, but it wasn't just something I wanted to. I was a mid-range assassin. Yeah. That's what the game dictated then. But he's showing you that if he had to move into this era, he could shoot them things. But other than that, seriously, it was not a moment. The first one happened when I'm 10. The last one happened when I'm 17. There was not the level of intensity in terms of celebration was ratcheted up every time because the age, the understanding, the magnitude of what was going on around you just made it better. And so I got more impressionable moments from the early ones because they were the first ones. So the switching in the hands against Magic is going to be stuck into your mind. The 6 threes against 92, or whatever, going against Charles when he was the MVP. But when we get to the Rodman era with the cool coach, that team was an expectation of winning for me. It wasn't if we going to win. It's what we doing, what we partying that type. We doing the Rodman because we know he going to go at Vegas all night and give you 30 boards. It might give you 23 points tonight because that's what they do. Cool coach going to be who he going to be. And it made it so much like it made you be what I think Lakers fans and Celtic fans were in the 80s, a dynasty where people hated your team because everything was going through you and nothing was going to stop that. And that made all of them the best, man. You can't take away from any of them because there was no amount of shit I couldn't pop to anybody. And I still get to do so to this day because people bring it up for me. Without me bringing it up, you bring up 6-0. You bring up 98. I don't got to talk about it. The hat being worn to this day by other people. And when I grew up, you knew what you liked based on Oh, you know where you was from based on the helmets and the apparel and stuff you had back in the day, the hats. Now these days, it's based on fandom, loyalty, and logo recognition. And my brand is recognized, even though my team is in peril, because of all 6 of them. And 2, 3 peats, I don't think nobody else done it, you know. So I mean, we gonna glorify it properly, and all of them gave me the big O in kid form, and I love them for it. I might never get it again, man. So they all did it for me.
I know that's right, bro. Hey, bro. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Rob. Oh, damn, what Rob go? Well, it's all right. But anyway, I'm with you, Post. I'm with you, bro. Hey, bro, your team may be down and out, but you got them. Hey, bro, you can still win your championships. Hey, bro.
Memories is what you're gonna have, and when you do it that magnitude, it make it feel better, man.
Absolutely, bro. I agree with you on that. You definitely can agree with you on that. Them championships, I don't care what you say about the Bulls. They did the impossible. 2 3 threes. Ain't nobody gonna do that. The Lakers got 1, but that was it after that. Thanks to Detroit. So, whatever. Oh, what Rock went? Probably phone died. Well, Jesus. When we gonna get out of here? That was good. What Cash at? Big Cash. There you go. Look, Cash. What's up, man? What's going on with you, Cash?
Ready to go outside. Ready to go outside. He said I go out for a walk.
Cash said, I got to shoot. I got to go. You got to go, Cash. Let me go, man. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is our show for tonight, man. As always, we want to thank you for watching another episode of the Real Sports Talk Show, man. If you enjoyed today's show, please don't forget to hit that like button and that subscribe button. Turn on that bell for all notifications when we go live, man. I think his phone died, but huge thank you, man, to Rockstar Rock for doing this thing. Outstanding job tonight hosting Rockstar Rock. There he is. Yeah, Rock, you right on time, because I was just thanking you, man. Good job, man. Thank you, man. Outstanding job, brother. Outstanding job, man. Hosting the show tonight, man. You did a great job, bro. Duval was definitely in the building, and he brought that energy from start to finish, man. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you, man.
I appreciate it.
It's all good, bro. I do it.
My laptop down at the end there.
Yeah, I do it, bro. I knew somebody rang out there. That's all right, though. But yeah, man. And also, man, I want to give a special thank you, man, to our brother, Postman of Mailbox Sports Podcast, man. At this point, man, he is no longer a special guest, man. He is family now. Remember that, Postman. I know you in Ohio. I'm in North Carolina, rocking DC. Me and Q and Mark in North Carolina, but let me tell you something, you family, bro. Remember that, man. Remember that, man. Whatever you need, man. Whatever we can do to boost the ratings on your show or bring some whatever.
Send Q over in the Bears jersey.
I'm sitting. I am sitting the dog over
there. I'm holding you to
it. Absolutely.
I am sitting the dog over there, man. Oh man. Appreciate you, man. Again, man, taking time out of your business schedule to come hang out with us, man.
If y'all got time tomorrow, pull up every Sunday, 2:30. Y'all know what we do.
Go ahead. Tell them where you at, Post.
Oh, you already know we on the tube, baby. Every Sunday, 2:30 p.m., we're going to drop a nice 2-hour stream on you. We do video drops every week. Other than that, I'm in the YouTube streets just like everybody else, man, trying to see what y'all boys doing.
There you go. That's what's up, man. We appreciate you, man. And we appreciate you being in our live chat, man. I'll be seeing you on Saturday, man. I'll be seeing you, bro. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it, man. Shout out to Latino Heat. Yeah, no doubt, baby. Shout out to Latino Heat, man. Supreme in his absence tonight, man. Shout out to Supreme. He'll be back bringing the fire in that purple and gold, representing that purple and gold next week. And what's she at? Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
Uh-oh, he disappeared.
I'm here.
There he is.
On a personal note. What's that? Come here. Today. All right. Happy birthday. It was my wife's birthday.
Oh.
Hey,
Skull.
We Geminis gotta stick together. My B-Day was on the 4th.
Yeah, her birthday was Wednesday.
Okay, that's dope.
So, happy belated, right?
Happy belated. Oh yeah, happy belated as well.
The guy said happy birthday.
Hope she enjoy and go ahead and finish turning up.
There you go. He said, postman saying, finish turning up. Hope you enjoy that. She goes, wait. Say hey to get on the camera right there.
Birthday or not, I still got my horns waiting on you week 1.
So
run
for the Vikings.
Hey, we appreciate you, Mrs. Host. We appreciate everything you do for us. We appreciate you.
A trash can right here.
Oh, he said the Vikings are trash.
Postman back to back.
Damn, man. All right, man. Let's get the hell out of here, man. Again, great show, man. Great show. Appreciate you guys. Postman, you know that link is coming. Most importantly, man, shout out to the Mafia, man. Man. Everybody out there in the live chat. Appreciate everybody out there in the live chat. Even Aunt Janet. Aunt Janet. That's my wife's son. She from Delaware. She said, huh? Sweetest lady, man. Sweetest lady. She in the building down here. But I'm gonna get out of here, man. I'm talking too much. Again, man, we'll be back next week, next Saturdays, 7 p.m. Hopefully we can get some NFL trivia started and all that good stuff, man. It's good to see the MVP, young Mark, in the building. Appreciate Mark, man. I know with Wi-Fi issues, man, but the sacrifice the man has made tonight. Thank you so much, bro. Postman, again, thank you. Taking time out of your schedule, bro, to do your thing, and thank you for blessing us with that knowledge. We got to do business more, man. You're a deep brother, and I love it. I love every bit of it. Shout out to the OG, of course, Mr. Faithful himself, the OG, the legendary Q-Dogg. And again, shout out to everybody else. Sheila Dupree out there somewhere, man. Shout out to her, man. But we're going to get out of here because I'm talking too much. See y'all next Saturday, 7 p.m. right here on YouTube, man. Y'all know the saying. Everybody around the world, please be safe and stay safe. And that's in order.